So I'm just sitting in my office and a Wazebo's floating by. It's interesting. I wasn't thinking that that was going to be moving so early. Usually they have strict instructions to inform me when anything interesting is happening, and that's interesting when a gazebo goes floating by the window. No one told me. So looks like we're getting ready to load it up, and yeah, we just had to pick it up and move it over, and then we're going to start moving it down to the water. And I don't think the pod is lined up yet. We need to bring the pod closer in. Yeah. We need to bring the pod in to actually load it up, so I don't know how they're going to get it. Okay, so now we're down here on the dock, and we're pulling the pod. We're pulling the pod into the dock so we can load up the Wazebo and the last few cabinets and other things that are going to go inside the pod. So that huge area there where Larry is standing is going to be where the Wazebo is going to be landed, attached to. So we're going to pull it out with the telehandler. Not quite sure how we're going to move it there, because the telehandler can only go straight. It can't, because this is such a narrow path, it can't rotate like that on the spot. So we may have to carry it, just with manpower, and lift it over, which can be doable, but I think it's really heavy. Okay, so I just figured out we're going to use the large travel lift to lift the Wazebo up and move it over. So that's going to make things a lot easier, because yeah, that will just pick the whole thing up and put it right down, and we won't have to have guys carry it from the little dock strip here onto the pod, because that would be a little bit tricky. So yeah, it's going to be much easier this way. Getting it into position. Has to be rotated just a little bit more, because you should be able to walk from the walkway directly onto that open area. And it would be nice if we could just lower it into position instead of having to lift it manually with people standing around, because there's no place to stand to get a good footing. So we have to ideally place it directly where it needs to go, and it looks like it's a good fit. I think that looks good. Okay, so just some fine details and just repositioning it just a tiny bit. And now we can start with putting the teak wood highlights around the seating area. And there's some final polishing we need to do just to make it look all nice. And then we're good to go.